We're here again with another whiskey review for our cold weather whiskeys. So this is our #1 whiskey of the year. We did a short review of this, and there's a little bit of an issue with the upload of the video, so we're just going to quickly walk through this. We counted down our top 5 cold weather whiskeys of the year. Hopefully you were able to check those out. If not, definitely go watch those first. That's the great thing about this. Hit pause on this video and go count down with us. So as we get to #1, again, as a reminder, these are things that we feel are findable, affordable, and should be, in my opinion, always on your bar or rotating through your bar, especially this time of year. These are things that are always on Tosh and I's shelf at home, and we always keep on the bar at the whisk as well. So, Old Forester 1910 is our #1 cold weather whiskey of the year. Now, a couple things about this. So it comes in at 93 proof. It is a non-aged stated bourbon, and so what we know is it's at least 2 years old. We think more than likely this is around a 3-year age product, but because Old Forester heat cycles their rick houses, what that means is that they use temperature to reproduce seasons, so allowing it to age quicker. So more than likely, this is a 3 to 4 year old product, and by using that heat cycling and moving barrels, they're able to maybe get another couple seasons worth of age in the barrel, allowing that whiskey to work in and out of the barrel as it's aging. The last thing I'll mention about the 1910 product or expression itself before we get into the tasting notes is 1910 is part of the Whiskey Row series that Old Forester has done. I am a huge fan of those, 1910 and 1920 both being some of my favorite bottles on the shelf. 1910 is paying homage to the year 1910. Old Forester wants to pay homage to that particular year and that expression, the whiskey they may have been producing at that time. So trying to get a similar profile to the whiskey that they would have produced in 1910. In doing so, they're double barreling this whiskey. Now, what that means, if you're unfamiliar with the term double-barreled or double oaked in some instances they might call it, is they actually age it in one barrel for the particular time, let's say 3 to 5 years, and then they move it into a second barrel with a different char level to develop a different flavor profile. And so oftentimes what will happen is with a 3 to 5 year product sitting in a 4-char barrel, they'll move it then to either a lightly toasted barrel or a very char 5, a heavy char barrel. What that does is creates either oftentimes this sweetness that will come because by this toast that you're getting on the barrel where they've burnt the inside of the barrel, you're getting these unique caramels and vanilla notes and these sweet flavors that often come out that kind of coat the actual flavor profile. So while you might have deep tannins and chocolates from the first barrel, then you'll be complementing it with these really sweet, lovely caramel notes that come from the second barrel. The story is that Old Forester was the first to do this. It was by accident, and they did this because the bottling line caught on fire. Now, this is the early 1900s. They had dumped the whiskey that had aged in the barrels into big vats that were being bottled, and at that time, they were trying to get that vatted whiskey out so it wouldn't be lost in the fire. They were dumping it into barrels, but those barrels had not been used before. They had been aged. They'd been toasted, I should say. There hadn't been a product inside of it. So they had been toasted before but not used, and it was a heavy char, near incineration, according to the story. Maybe they were barrels that had been part of the fire itself. So they dumped it into that just to get the whiskey out. what came from that is this happy mistake, this mysterious, serendipitous moment where we've learned what could happen when you double barrel a whiskey. So that secondary barrel with the deeper char creates incredible notes that it just draws out of the whiskey as it ages. So more than likely it's going to sit in that second barrel for anywhere from 6 to 18 months. So not a long time, but enough to continue to do its job. So let's go in for a nose. So right out of the gate, it is a chocolate bomb. So I get chocolate. I get a little bit of milk chocolate and some dark chocolate. I absolutely get what I would say would be like coffee notes, some of that almost like oatmeal stout kind of notes that you would think about. Creaminess, a little bit of strawberry, some cherry, some toffee, and then there's like a gingerbread kind of note that's there as well. Let's go in for a taste. Oh yeah, it's just delicious. Friends, this is Christmas in a glass. It is Christmas cookies. It is white frosted cake. I get a little bit of angel food cake in there. There's definitely some chocolate, some whipped cream, strawberries, cherries, a little bit of banana, some Bananas Foster, caramel notes, vanilla. I mean, if you can think of a dessert that is served at Christmas, that flavor component is in this glass. Comes in again at 93 proof, so not overly proofy. This is a great bottle to have on your shelf. You can find it for about $50, $55 typically. It's available to most of us locally. For those of us here around the Greencastle area, typically you can find this at the supermarket, as well as I know the Watering Hole usually carries 1910. Our good friend John has that there. So definitely grab a bottle, or next time you're in the West, grab a pour and see what you think. But for me, this is my number one cold weather whiskey, and something that I would definitely recommend you try as we are traveling through the colder climates of our Indiana seasons. So thanks again for joining us. Take care of yourselves and each other, and let's keep pouring good vibes until next time.